Hello world and welcome back. I'm Carter, the Great Bear of the North, and this is Vagrus, the Riven Realms, episode 3. In the first episode, we are introduced to kind of the game. We're introduced to where we need to go scrap heap, buy some things, and now we need to go elsewhere through this. I guess this is the wound. That is gross. In the last episode, we made it out of a scrap heap. We were attacked by some chakra. But everything's fine. We're still learning the tutorial. This is still everything that's going on in the beginning. But hopefully we'll get to some super interesting parts. I mean, I already love this game. It is in early access, but we're going there. New day started to 1097, Leto 14. I'm going to call this day Jared. My chart is now active. Oh, let's see what's going on. What? So there's Scrap, there's Dum Garok, there's Dum Mor. There's Dum Kazvar. I'm going to assume that those are dwarven cities. Oh my goodness. That is the map. That is cool. We are going to Tarzan's shelter. There's Devon. So we're going to go... Oh, we have to go down to Avernum. And then over to Devon. So Avernum is 5 to 6 days travel. Huh. Okay. I can also navigate to the codex from here. Mark Avernum south of you in your chart and close it. Boom. Okay, close the chart. So Avernum is further south down there. Don't know how we're getting there, but okay. Cool. Camp. Yeah, let's hunt. I would like to make... Okay, it's 5 to 6 days away. We do have 7 days of supplies. We should be okay. Let's heal our companions. Your healers get to work armed with knives, bandages, boiled water poultices, tinctures, dried healing herbs, and a dash of hope. Who would you like to treat? Let's treat Morwen. She's a frontline fighter. She took the brunt of the damage. She helps in pain every now and again when her wounds are fiddled with. Treat her using medical supplies. It will heal this companion to maximum bits. Not now. Let's treat Javek. No, we're not going to do that now. They will heal automatically. Disable heal results? Okay, that's fine. Let's talk to them. This is again just the same stuff. I was hoping we could talk about the chakra. But nope, that's all we got. So let's end this day. Foraging failed. Cool, at least nobody was harmed. Nobody was harmed. But Javik did get 1 vitality back. That's good. That's good. Let's continue moving along. Forced March allows you to move further than your maximum movement points in a given day. But it uses marching points, which I guess are these red. Yeah. They strongly suggest, the game developers, refrain from frequent forced marches until you have more experience. High vigor, morale, and a well-equipped comitatus are required for forced marches to have less negative impact. Okay, well, I don't have any of that, so let's just keep going this way. Cool. We could force march, but I really don't want to. I really don't want to. So we're just going to go this way. We'll pay them later once we get everything back. People are going to heal. This is good. Let's get some more foraging. Vigor will go down, but that's fine. My foragers suck. As the comitatus is scaling another stretch of black sand dunes, one of the outriders you had sent out to screen your left flank rides in on the line and heads immediately to you. You can see the man is in panic right away from the way. He hops up the saddle wall, accelerating and almost falls over. Before he reaches you, your guardsmen are already setting up a defensive perimeter to the east. You beckon to the beast drivers to halt the line. Vagrus! They are coming! I saw them walking across the dunes! Over the dunes! The pilgrims are coming! A murmur of terror washes over the comitatus. Clearly your scout was referring to the last pilgrimage. This group of spectral horrors is known to appear out of nowhere and eradicate even large groups of travelers in a matter of minutes? Nobody quite knows what happened to those who encountered them up close, as nobody has lived to tell the tale. Some reckless people who were reputedly able to take a peek at their otherworldly wayfarers, but during your many years as a Vagrus, you never met any such person whose story was credible. You know all too well that if your outrider tells the truth, and you see no reason why he wouldn't, the only chance of survival is for all of you to run or hide. Crap. I have a feeling that one of these options will lead to my death, and the other one will not. Because the game developer said this is very difficult, and you are not likely to succeed in your first try. Well, I want to succeed in my first try. I'm recording this for the internet. I don't have to go through all this recording again. Try to find a place where we can hide. Outriders, you had sent westward, report that there's a rocky area not far away. After heading west for a quarter of an hour in a great haste, the Comitatus finds a stretch of badlands crisscrossed by shallow ravines. The tall, jagged rock formations here are half covered in the fine black sand of Arenas Negras. Already, the scouts are busy setting up hiding places among the rocks and gullies. You are all behind cover in a matter of minutes. Everyone settles down, and they either pray to whatever gods they believe in or prepare for a desperate last stand. But what about you? Perhaps there's a chance now to look at the last pilgrimage from up close. No, surely it would be insane to attempt such a thing. Wouldn't it? As you're pondering this, the wind picks up from the northeast, carrying with it clouds of black dust. The perfect cover for spying. There's still time before the storm hits with the full brunt of its force. Yeah, I gotta find out. I need to find out about this. It takes about 10 minutes for the feeling of what you're doing is utter madness to settle in. By then, you and a scout are creeping forward in the dust storm. Going is rough, despite wearing hoods and scarves to protect your faces and eyes, but eventually you make it to the set of dunes through which the pilgrimage is expected to move. After 10 more aggravating minutes, a dull light appears over the dunes to your left. This was dumb. As it gets closer, it is revealed to be a blanket of white-yellow radiance that covers a shambling assembly of sickly figures. They cross the dunes not 50 yards from where you were hiding, but due to the awful dust and the eerie light, you cannot make out much. They appear to be men of sorts, or at least humanoid, wearing long robes that remind you of old depictions of pre-Calamity clergy. Some of them lean on staves. A faint chanting is on the wind, and both of you are struck by a weird sensation as if someone walked over your grave. What? We're still alive. Strange images infringe on your peripheral vision, elusive and unformed. The otherworldly congregation passes in what feels like hours and takes the dust storm with them. You walk back to the rest of your people wearily. Some people talk of strange images passing before their eyes, much like waking dreams, while the pilgrimage was close by. The Comitatus digs itself out of the black sand and dirt ponderously. You are ready to depart in half an hour. Most of your commes are hushed and keep a wary eye on the horizon, and on you for days to come. -1 morale and -1 movement. That sucked. Let's go. That is 6. We can force march to there, but I don't want to. So let's just move here. And then camp. Is anybody going to talk about that? Yeah. Let's talk about the Lost Pilgrimage. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. I mean, we've had some tough calls since we started working together, but I never thought that we would have come so close to one of the greatest menaces of our time, the Lost Pilgrimage. Javik shudders before going on. While they were nearby, I had a strange sensation grabbing hold of me. It was like, I don't know, images flashing before my eyes. I was filled with dread from these images. Felt
naked before some unfathomable catastrophe that was coming our way. I heard chanting that went from reverent to desperate and back again, and the light. I saw it only from a distance, but I will never forget that horrible light. I just hope we never come into contact with the procession of spectral wanderers ever again. We can't help but agree. Jevik scratches his chin before going on. There's also talk among the crew that coming across the Pilgrims is a bad omen and our venture is cursed. Whenever I hear such talk, I try to calm everyone down, but I thought you should know. Enough chatting. Let's talk to Morwen. She doesn't want to talk about the last pilgrimage. What? Let's heal Morwen. Okay. Let's forage. We cannot get any food. Can't get any food. Alright. Let's keep going. The Comitatus climbs the last black dune and comes to a halt on your mark. Standing on one of the carts, you spy the horizon carefully before hopping down and convening with your most trusted. Ahead looms the Voiceless Lake, a place of deathly quiet and utter peril. The lava flows of this particular tendril of the molten tongue cools down here below a tough shell of dark rock covered by steaming water. Yet the shell is not solid enough in places. It can crack in the blink of an eye and open under one's foot, leading to a sudden, scalding death. There are ways to guess where it's safe to cross, but it has to be done slowly and attentively. Guess? Your scouts know their way around here, because the lava changes constantly beneath the shell, they have to rely on finding a new way through each time. The lake is voiceless because everyone has to keep completely quiet. That way, one might hear the shifting lava and the cracking shell just in time to avoid disaster. Your lieutenants agree that crossing over to the far side of the shell is still better than going around and into Arenas Negras, however. Especially after coming so close to the last pilgrimage a couple of days ago. Nobody in their right mind would go near the damn place, and so you were struck with the plateau surrounding the voiceless lake. High chance of success. Let's attempt to cross over to the other side and hope nobody dies. Success! Going step by step, listening carefully to any telltale signs, while sweating profusely, every member of the Comitatus manages to make it through. After hours that felt like days, you can turn away from the accursed lake and head southwards. The crew becomes animated as you leave the perilous plateau behind, even joking among themselves about the constipated silence back there. Okay. Let us continue. What is
Just
this?
as we were about to leave that damnable lake behind, we heard it. An abominable shriek pierced the air and made us gasp. It came from behind some hills nearby, coupled with the ruckus of battle. The armed women and men, the Comitatus, looked at their Vagrus questioningly.
Scouts come running toward the cart line as you're about to enter the Badlands south of the lake and hear what can only be described as a paralyzing howl accompanied by the unmistakable sounds of battle. There's a battle going on, Vagrus, just beyond yonder hills, the scout points southeast. Some armed folks are being attacked by bloody undead. A murmur washes over the crew and many of them ready their weapons. Not to give aid to fellow travelers in dire need is believed to attract dire peril onto yourself. Besides, it would be better to fight the undead together than alone if it comes to that. The tension is rising with each passing moment, with everyone watching you, waiting for you to give the order. I'll just tell you exactly what they saw. I'm not rushing in. I'm going to save them. I just need to know a little bit more information. There were 4 guys clad in dark, holding metal weapons, I swear, but they were losing about half a dozen shamblers or so. One of them huge, just fucking huge. No, we're going in to attack. You clamber over the next few hills and look down upon the site of a brutal melee. Bodies are strewn across the field. Most of them are mutilated undead, but some are mangled and burnt humans in dark clothes. Another such man, a robed priest with a shaven head, falls to the ground after flying a half dozen yards, following a bone-crunching hit from a looming white giant. Ow! That The descriptions in this are glorious. The creature looks like being made up of several bodies. I just said the descriptions were glorious, and you throw that sentence at me. Fused by some combination of natural disaster and twisted magic. The rest of the shamblers look like they are smoldering. The great white abomination engages the last two men standing, a white-faced, lightly armored enforcer with a shield and a tall man in elaborate black armor wielding a great sword. Both of them look the worse for wear. Maybe if I hadn't talked to the dude, to my scout, I could have saved that robed priest with a shaven head. But I'm not putting all of my life, because they said that there were 4 dudes left, right? There's 4 human, 4 people, 4 travelers that need saving. I'm not walking in with, 20 of my folks to get slaughtered, right? Oh my goodness. I can deploy my companions to the available positions, selecting the portrait and then move them here. Okay, so there we go, and you're just gonna go in the back. There we go. Let's see what happens. Buddy suck. And a lot of Java skills cannot be used because undead are immune to mind-affecting effects. However, he's far from useless as he can use his premonition skill to keep his allies buffed with additional everything. Okay. Okay. Combat is cruel, and in general you cannot heal during it. Your defenses are your main way to mitigate damage. Evade allows you to completely avoid an attack, but you'll be moved into an adjacent unoccupied position after successful evade. That makes sense. You're kind of like dodging out of the way. A successful block provides extra armor against the attack, mitigating more damage. However, you can still suffer damage while blocking and also suffer adverse effects from an attack. I want them to be... What is this? Forfeit, skip turn, change defense mode, evade. Okay, cool. I want her to be in evade mode. Continue the combat, hold space. Alright. What is this? Whiplash. Strafe, devastating blow. Let's kill this guy. I thought he only had 2 left. Oh, that's not how many. That's. I thought that one on the bottom was like he only had 2 hit points left. That's relative, I guess. Sidarius is a very tough companion due to his armor and good defense. His skills also include support skill that enhances his stats. Okay, but use any skill. Okay. Unholy Strike. 4 to 6. That's good. Cleave. 2 adjacent targets in the front row for medium damage. Nice. Bane. Oh, that's only ranged. And Vengeance is stealth. So let's... That's not what I wanted to do. I may not participate directly in companion combat, but that does not mean you don't have any means to influence it. Many of your leadership perks, cool, allows you to use resourcefulness in various ways. For now, I have 2 options. I can revive downed companions with aid, but it's only active if I have a downed companion, or inspire, which gives us a substantial defense buff to target character for 3 rounds. I will inspire... Yes. Morwen. Morwen is now inspired. No. Inspired. Inspired? Okay, so I can keep inspiring. Oh, I can inspire all of them. Oh, because I have, like, the purple points. Okay. Okay, now Morwen is going to Savage Kick this vitality, this thing. 4, 3. I might actually be able to kill this. No. At least send it back. Awesome. And Javek is bleeding. Cool. Let's give premonition to the dude in the horns. And this guy is... It's only 3 damage combined? Uh-oh. Oh, hey, that's 0! But because she's evading? I don't like that big dude at all. That's Vitality 2, Vitality 2. If I do... What is this? Strafe? 2 adjacent enemies. And then I move there. Cool. Cool. Good, but I also did block Javek, who's dying. We need to end this quickly. Sidarius, Vengeance, Bane. No, we're just gonna move here. 0. 0 damage is good. 3 damage is not. Javak. Heal Morwyn. I do not like this big thing. No, 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 we're not gonna move. We're not gonna move. I don't like that. That Savage Kick this thing. 0! Let's maybe strike this big boy. Okay, so they moved up. Good! 0 damage on that. Okay, I'm liking that. Can I inspire now? Not enough resourcefulness. Okay. Because I don't want to move. I could strafe and get out of the way here, but then that would leave Javek, who only has 3 hit points. So 0 again. 4 to 6. Wow. Let's see if this guy keeps... I have a feeling somebody's going to fall down. 2. Let's cleave these guys to at least... Why did that only cleave him? I'm not quite sure how this... I'm not quite sure how attacking works, but... Oh, she missed. Sweet. Good job. Good job. Flare. Companion is downed after losing all their vitality. They're not removed from combat. They receive their down vitality and occupy their previous position. Enemies can still target them, and if they lose all their down vitality, they're out of action. Means they are severely wounded and can even die. I think we're gonna. I think we're gonna lose. Like, this thing does massive damage. This thing does massive damage, and there's nothing I can really do. Nothing. I can't. Morwyn just died. And the guy still has 12 hit points left. Like... I'm not happy right now. I'm not happy at all. Like, if Morwyn dies, I'm gonna be really upset at these guys that I'm trying to save. Because I said right from the beginning, I didn't want to sacrifice my people for that. That's apparently exactly what I did. I didn't enjoy that. That wasn't fun. It is over. The undead finally stop moving, their bodies lying mutilated all around the hills. The large abomination was hacked to pieces, and is now just a jumbled pile of ash and petrified bones. Some of your crew also got torn up. There were several wounded and one dead. The man in the black armor is the only one of his company to survive the battle, so I literally traded one of my guys for one of theirs. He's sitting on a rock nearby, covered in ash from hacking at the abomination, drinking ponderously from a water skin while he is observed in the battlefield. They really like the term ponderously. His grim gaze wanders from one slain companion to the other, as if wanting to make sure that all of them are dead. At length, his piercing gaze finds you, and a chill runs down your spine. There's no doubt in your mind that the man and you need to talk. You walk up to the man and offer him your hand. He looks you up and down in a fashion that suggests mild contempt. Mild contempt? I just saved you. You seem to be the leader of this... The man is looking for the words as he eyes the comitatus. Company of travelers. What is your business here? The bluntness of the question, coupled with the man's evident hostility and ungratefulness, leaves you speechless. Perhaps it is for the best. You notice that the man is bearing the symbol of Sungorod, which should make you cautious. Who is Sungorod? Is the god of vengeance, anger, malevolence, and curses. Sweet. I'm just going to be honest, you know? I don't want to antagonize this guy. I'm just going to tell him that we're traveling, Comitatus traveling south. I see. So you're turning up here as a matter of coincidence, I take. When you assure him that it is, he narrows his eyes and pierces you with his gaze. There's a tense moment that seems to take forever. You are truthful, Vagrus. Commendable. The man rises from the rock. He towers over you now, and it dawns on you that the war gear he carries makes him either a very rich or a very powerful person in the metal-starved world. Or both. I'm grateful for your assistance in this skirmish, late as it was, he says, turning to look at Javik, who appears at your side and bows his head to the man. Without acknowledging your friend or his greeting, the armored fellow turns to you again. My name is Sidarius. I am a knight of Ordis Negras Solis. By aiding me, Vagrus, you have aided imperial law. You must have some questions of your own, and now is your chance to ask them. The Ordis Negras Solis, Order of the Black Sun, is the first and foremost knightly order of the Empire and one of the religious orders called the Pillars of the Empire, the Fulcimus Imperium. They worship Sergorod and Oxkul. What a bunch of Oxels. Being proficient in both the God of Vengeance's military prowess and the King of Death's necromancy. Yikes! Best not make him wait. So Darius stands before you, head cocked to the side. What he plans to do now? His blade resting on the shoulder, awaiting your questions. What was he doing here? I and my companions came here in search of enemies of the Empire, to smite them out of their hideout here in the wilds. It was supposed to be the last glorious battle, concluding a long investigation that took months. As you see, it went down quite differently. It is now my assumption that we've been betrayed and a trap was set for us. The traitors we were supposed to apprehend lured us here along with these undead and hoped to see us all slaughtered. Sergorod, however, in his endless salience, saw fit to grant me an opportunity for retribution. Rejoice, Vagrus! You've been an instrument of the divine, sent here by Sergorod himself to aid me in my quest for vengeance. Ask him about the fight. My company was drawn here with the false promise of finding the hideout of enemies of the Empire. Instead, a large group of undead surrounded us, most likely drawn here by some vile trickery, and we had to fight for our lives. You arrived towards the end of a drawn-out battle and saw my last companions fall. We fought with Sergorod's raids and with the Emperor in our hearts, but there were just too many of the shamblers. Looking around, you now realize how savage the competition must have been. Dozens and dozens of undead lie all around the field, and only half dozen of Sidarius' dead companions. Let's ask him about his companions. My companions lie dead. There's nothing else you need to know, save only that they were all dedicated servants of the Empire who did not flinch in the face of ultimate adversity. They were all either members of the Church of Sergorod or my order. I led them here in hopes of hunting down traitors, but they were betrayed in turn. I will not rest until I avenge such treachery. He grits his teeth so hard you are afraid they would crack. There's an unholy light in his eyes for a few moments. By the grace of the Triumvirate, I now have an opportunity to do so. What is the Triumvirate? The name of the pantheon of gods that serves the official religion of the Empire since the beginning of the Fourth Age. Cool. Knightly Order. The Order of the Black Sun is one of the Fulcimus Imperium. As you know, we are adherents of Sergorod and our school? We're the best of the best, enforcers of the Empire, hunting down criminals and traitors, guarding our great leaders in military operations. This hunt was also one such task we typically undertake. From the way he speaks of the Knightly Order, it is clear to you that Sidarius is utterly dedicated to it. What he plans to do now? I intend to return to Avernum. I've had to debrief my superiors there of what happened today, and I also want to look more into the lead that ultimately brought them here. Sidarius fixes you with his gaze. Your destination does not happen to be Avernum, does it? You can't help but tell the truth. You are too well aware that lying to one of the Knights of the Black Sun is high treason. This is the first time you see Sidarius' malevolent smile. Good. I shall join you for your journey. Irfans teaches us to share the burdens of the road. Now tell your men to pile up the bodies of my companions. Burning them without the proper rituals is not becoming such heroes of the Empire, but we have no time for much else. Also, gather all the belongings while you're at it. Make it happen, Vagrus. In the meantime, someone skillful enough should take a look at my wounds. You're about to leave to give the orders when Sidarius calls after you. And just so everyone knows, the danger might still be looming over us. The traitors who I was supposed to find must be around here keeping a distance. They surely would have finished me off had I managed to conquer all the undead by myself. I doubt they're going to make a move now that you are here, but who knows what their desperation will drive them to. Though your crew does not like to be ordered around by a stranger, they too agree that the slain should be tended to. The pile is burning and the cart line is ready to leave in an hour. It seems you have to take Sidarius to Avernum. As the Comitatus is crossing into the Badlands, you climb into the cart while the resting Sidarius is sitting in the back. You see that he's holding something small in his hands and is observing it attentively. This is a fetish charm, one that the kindly sisters and the disciples of Askul used to attract the remaining dead. The knight tosses you a small bone charm, complete with arcane writing in black ink and some teeth they attach to the centerpiece. I've disabled it, not to worry. These filthy traitors may have used a stolen charm to ensnare my contingent, but I am still anointed in the faith of Askul, and I swear they will suffer for this atrocity. You give the charm back to the knight. There's also the matter of the belongings of my fallen comrades. I expect you to hold on to them until we reach Avernum. We'll discuss them there. You nod and turn towards the horizon. Whether you like it or not, you are bound to the night for the next few days to come. You travel on towards Avernum. 1 Sargrodite Arms.
The Dark Knight joined us after we rescued him from the clutches of the mindless undead horrors that slaughtered his companions. He was a grim sort, displaying no gratitude or companionship. Yet we were stuck with him, for a lawman such as the Knight could make his dreadful will ours by command. So we set out, bound for Avernum, the greatest city in the vicinity.
But that will have to wait until later. But I'm really, really enjoying this. It feels kind of Fallout meets Darkest Dungeon meets... I don't know, but it's got this kind of a vibe to it. I love this so much, and I hope you guys are enjoying it too. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you all next time here in Vagrus, the Riven Realms. Have a wonderful day, everybody.